Shalom, everyone. This is the book of Hebrews, something you need to know about the book of Hebrews. Once again, I'm continuing where I left off, and I will continue a few more weeks, distinguishing between the clean and the unclean, between the righteous and the wicked, between those that serve the Most High and those that serve Him not. This is something that we really need to understand. This book of Hebrews, Christians are teaching from this book of Hebrews. The so-called Israelites are teaching from the book of Hebrews. But the question is, this is the question, did this come out the mouth of Yahuwah? Remember my foundational scripture. Man shall not live by bread alone, but man shall live by every word that comes from the mouth of Yahuwah. Did this come from the mouth of Yahuwah? We have to dig in and we have to find out, where did this come from? Who are you listening to? Are you listening to man, or are you listening to the Most High? And now it's important to understand he spoke to his prophets, and the prophets told the people what he said. Once they did that, that word was his word. All right, let's look at this book. Chapter 7 of the book of Hebrews. This is a need for a new priesthood. I think many of you know this part of the book of Hebrews because it's a main teaching. Even it's in Christianity, of course, we understand, and it's also in the Israelite. They are teaching that there must be a change in the law. Now, this is what it says. This is Hebrews 7 and starting at 11. Therefore, if perfection were through the Levitical priesthood, for under it the people received the law, what further need was there that another priest shall arise according to the order of Melchizedek, and not be called according to the order of Aaron? For the priesthood being changed, of necessity there is also a change in the law. And this is the only thing I want you to get out of this. It is saying there have been a change in the law. The change in, we understand this word law, this is what it was translated law, but we understand the Hebrew word here was Turah. Now we understand Turah. The Turah is a change in the Turah. This must come from the Most High, that there's a change in Turah. And what happens, we're teaching in Christianity and in the Israelite movement, we are teaching there have been a change in the law. This is very important. Okay, let's go see who made this change. The question is, who wrote the book of Hebrew? This is what we must find out. Who wrote it? The epistle to the Hebrews. It was called the letter to the Hebrews. It simply means to the Hebrews. This was a letter written to the Hebrews. The question is, who wrote it? The text is traditionally attributed to Paul the apostle. So this is traditionally who it was attributed to. But doubt on Pauline authorship. So there's doubt on Pauline authorship. No one said who wrote this letter. They did not reveal who they were. So the problem is, and the question is, we are listening to someone. We have no idea who it is. This author, we see here, the scholars consider its authorship unknown. Now, it doesn't take a scholar to figure out it's unknown. When you read the whole book, no one says their name, who they are. Who are they? Never will you see this. So when there's a change in the law or the change in Turah, it can't come from just a no-name person. You cannot do this. You have to have the authorization to be able to do this. This only comes from Yahuwah himself. And we don't see this coming from the mouth of Yahuwah. So many of the people, we know the Christians are lost, but the Israelites, We're supposed to be studying and digging and understanding deception. All right, let's look at Turah. What does it say? Psalms 19, 7 and 8. The Turah of Yahuwah is perfect, converting the soul. So if the Turah is perfect, it doesn't need to be changed. And this will be proven before this video is over. There was no change at all. Man said there is a change. Yahuwah never called for no change. You do not change something that's perfect. It's perfect. It doesn't need changing. It says the testament of Yahuwah is sure, making wise the simple. This is what, when we was in Christianity, we were simple, okay? This verse tells us we were simple when we was in Christianity. Why? Because we believed the law was done away with. So we were simple. Only the law can make you wise. And it's verse 8. The statutes of Yahuwah are right. These statutes are right, rejoicing the heart. The commandment of Yahuwah is pure, enlightening the eyes. And this is what the Torah was about. It was light. It was a commandment. And this commandment was pure. And because it came from pure. You must understand, when it comes from man, it's impure. And the book of Hebrews came from man, and it is impure. It is wicked. This is how you distinguish righteous from the wicked. And this is what I'm doing here. You can read the book of Hebrews, understand what I'm about to say. You can read it, but you must cross-reference it with the words of the Most High, and you must take it as a regular novel that you read, that you go to the store, you go to a bookstore and buy a book and reading a novel. Take it at that, but there is no change here. Malachi 3, 2 and 4. But who can endure the day of his coming? And who can stand when he appears? This is talking about Yahushua, when he comes back. For he is like a refiner's fire. He's coming to destroy this fire, and like launder's soap. And he's also going to clean and purify. He's going to do two things. He's going to destroy and clean. He will sit as a refiner of purified of silver. He will purify the sons of Louis. So he's coming back to purify the sons of Louis. I thought the priesthood was changed. You see, there is no change. He's coming back to purify the sons of Louis. Why do you need to purify the sons of Louis? Right now, Louis is in the earth and is filthy, full of abominations, and on the way of getting back on track, on his way of getting back on track, but he is not pure. We have ways to go and purge them as gold and silver. Why? Why is he purging them? Why is he purifying them? That they may offer unto Yahuwah an offering in righteousness. We can't offer an offering in righteousness when we are scattered all over the earth, when we are in these abominational lands. We cannot do it. It's impossible. Verse 4. Then the offering, see, once he purified Louis, then the offering of Yehuda in Jerusalem will be pleasant to Yahuwah. How pleasant? As in the days of old. As in the days of the book of Hebrews? No, as in former years. See, we have to go back even further. Because at that time, around 70 AD, they was falling at that time. Okay, continue on verse 6 and 7 in Malachi 3. He says, for I am Yahuwah, I do not change. We must understand this. When why he does not change? He does not change because he's pure. He's Kadash. There's no imperfection. See, he's perfect. Imperfection needs not changing. And what came out of his mouth was perfect concerning Turah. Therefore you are not consumed, O sons of Jacob. Yet from the days of your fathers you have gone away from my ordinance. And the book of Hebrews will take you away from his ordinance. Okay, you need to listen in and get this. The book of Hebrews will take you away from his ordinance. Listen, on the day of judgment, when these people die, They're going to be talking about a change in the priesthood, Louis priest done away with. He's going to say, who told you that? They're going to say, it's in the book of Hebrews, in the Bible. He's going to say, who told you that? Did that come from the mouth of myself? Did that come from me? And the answer must be answered. No, it did not. He's going to say, who wrote the book of Hebrews? And you're left with a question mark, looking like the simple, looking like you chose to walk with the wicked and not the righteous. We're at a crossroad, and right now you need to be walking with the righteous. You're going to walk with the righteous or with the wicked, but many of our people are walking with the wicked. He says, you've gone away from my ordinance, have not kept them. Return to me. And I explained this before when he said, return to me, and I will return to you. He's not saying keep my statutes and commandments. He's not saying keep my Turah in the land of captivity. He's saying return to me, and I will return to you. Because he's not going to return to an abominational land. He's coming to destroy and destroy only. So he says, return to me and I'll return to you, says Yahuwah. But you said, in what way shall we return? Once again, I went over this, and what we're asking, what way shall we return? We don't even know how to return to him. We don't know how to serve him. And this is something else I'm going to bring out, how to serve him, because we do not understand what serving him means. Okay, this is Jubilees 32. And I'm going to read verse 1. I'm going to read verse 1, 10, and 15. This is dealing with Louis. When he had the dream and he first established the priesthood. Here it is, chapter 32. And let's see what it says here. Starting at verse 1. And he abode that night at Bethel. And Louis dreamed that they had ordained and made him the priest of the Most High Elohim, him and his sons. How long? Forever. Him and his sons forever. There is no change. This is forever. And he awoke from his sleep, and Barak Yahuwah. Go down to 10. And for this reason it is ordained on the heavenly tablets as a law for tithing, again to tithe and eat before Yahuwah from year to year in the place where he chooses his name, shall dwell, and to this law, this is the part I want, and to this law there is no limit of days forever. This was forever. Here we're seeing the same thing echoed in the law. This was forever. And we still don't understand this. We still don't get it. We see his father, he was the first to give a tenth to him. And he gave a tenth unto all that he had. Verse 15. And all the tithes of the oxen and the sheep shall be kadosh unto Yahuwah, and shall belong to his priests, which they will eat before him year to year, for thus it is ordained and engraved regarding the tithe on the heavenly tablets. This is written on the heavenly tablets, and it is forever. No one has the right to. There is no change. It wasn't put there for a change. Now, we understand, and I brought this out before, and I'm not going to go back into it, but we understand in Ezekiel that we see in the Bible, in the 1,000-year reign, we see the priests in the new house of the Most High, and here's the people bringing offerings, and here we see they are being anointed to once again do the work of Yahuwah the way it is written, the way it's supposed to be done. There is no change in the Turah. There is no change in the priesthood. Louis is a priest forever. This is very easy, another simple message, another message to get us closer back to righteousness and away from wickedness. But it is wicked to say there has been a change in the law. Shalom.